From the road below, the Hart house looked like a promise. It sat high above the neighborhood lights, all glass and stone, with a soft golden glow, like something from a real estate magazine. At night, the windows glowed warmly against the dark hills, and drivers slowed their cars without realizing. Some even pointed. It was the kind of house people imagined laughter living within, the kind of house where nothing terrible could ever happen. Inside, Lovette stood in front of the bathroom mirror, adjusting her earrings. Soft rain tapped gently against the roof, not heavy enough to storm, just enough to quiet her thoughts and awaken the urge for romance. The steady tapping of raindrops against the roof was so soothing that even the distant traffic beyond the hills sounded like a lullaby. Inside the house, everything felt warm. The lights above the glass were golden and flattering, the kind that softened shadows and made every skin tone look richer, the kind of lighting photo studios use to make everyone look beautiful. She tilted her head slightly, turned left, then right, practiced her smile. Not fake, just polished, confident, graceful, effortless. She held it for a second, then laughed quietly at herself. "Lord, I'm grateful for the blessing," she whispered. Footsteps padded softly down the hallway. She didn't hear them. Eldon appeared in the doorway and leaned casually against the frame, his tie loose around his collar, sleeves rolled halfway up his arms. "Who are you trying to impress?" he whispered. Lovette met his eyes in the mirror. Her smile softened instantly. "Honey, you're back early," she said. "Thoughts of you made me run home," he replied. She turned toward him slowly. Rain whispered against the windows. Eldon stepped closer and wrapped his hands around her waist, pulling her gently toward him. Automatic, familiar, like they had done it 1,000 times. Lovette's arms slid around him, her eyes closed as he kissed her. Slow, unhurried, the kind of kiss long married couples shared when no one was watching. Then his lips moved from her mouth to her neck, wonder unbridled as he caressed her body. Their grip tightened. Their breathing changed as they undressed each other. The rain faded into the background like a slow, romantic song, soft and steady. From the bathroom to the bedroom lay a trail of disheveled clothes. They made love passionately as the rain intensified outside, lightning flashing and thunder rolling, creating an atmosphere charged with heat and ecstasy. The storm had softened to a steady rhythm against the roof. Eldon held Lovette close beneath the sheets, her head resting against his chest, his arm wrapped protectively around her. Their breathing slowed together, matching the quiet cadence outside. Warm, safe. Entangled in the dark, they lay listening to the rain, the world beyond the windows fading into nothing, as if love itself were holding them still. Then Eldon's phone buzzed on the bedside table. He glanced at the screen. A faint smile touched his lips. He turned the phone face down before Lovette could see it. "Campaign," he said casually. "Even now?" she murmured with a sleepy smile. "Election season never sleeps." She smiled, closed her eyes again, and rested her head against his chest. After tracing slow circles on Eldon's chest for a while, Lovette slipped out of bed first, already thinking about finishing the soup. With the kidney beans and meat already cooked and the vegetables prepped, she dressed quietly and padded downstairs. Soon the fragrance of Scotch bonnet pepper and thyme drifted from the kitchen. Lovette stood at the stove barefoot, one hip leaning against the counter, wooden spoon in hand. She hummed softly to herself while stirring the soup, the same old song she always hummed when she cooked. Behind her, Eldon fumbled with a bowl, kneading dough. "What kind of Jamaican red peas soup are you making without dumplings?" he teased. "Hurry up," Lovette said without turning. They should have been in the pot already. "Dumplings have to be kneaded tight," he replied suggestively, winking. "You know I like the tightness." "And I like them firm," she shot back playfully. "Not soft, never soft." He flicked his eyebrows and gave her a knowing smile, bumping his hips in an exaggerated grind. She laughed. The sound filled the kitchen like sunlight. He wiped his hands and reached for his phone on the counter. "Wait," he said. "Cooking needs music." Lovette glanced over. oldies but goodies. Classics, he said. Set the soul on fire. He opened YouTube and scrolled through his saved playlist, selecting a mix of old soul music, the kind with horns and slow drums and voices that sounded like seduction, heartbreak, and hope all at the same time. As the music began to play, a warm bass line rolled through the speakers, followed by a soft, soulful voice singing about forever love. Lovette smiled immediately. "Oh no," she said. "You're in a mood." "I'm always in a mood," he said. He set the phone down on the counter, screen still glowing, music playing. Then he walked over and held out his hand. "Dance with me." She raised an eyebrow. "The dumpling needs to go in." "Me too," he said softly. She smiled. "You're ridiculous." "Correct. Come here." She pretended to resist, but her smile gave her away. He pulled her close, one hand at her waist, the other holding hers. They swayed slowly on the tile floor between the stove and the fridge like it was the most natural thing in the world. Her head rested against his chest. They moved around the kitchen lazily, bumping into the counter and laughing. He spun her once. She almost tripped. "Careful," she said, laughing. "We're not 20 anymore." "Speak for yourself," he replied. She sang along terribly to the chorus, off-key, loud. He groaned. "You're murdering this song." "I am the song," she said proudly. He kissed her temple. For a moment, everything felt still. Just music. Just warmth. Just the two of them. The house didn't feel big or expensive. It felt small and safe and theirs. This was the version of Eldon that people didn't see. Not the speeches, not the suits, just a man holding his wife in their kitchen. If someone had frozen that moment, it would have looked like love. The song faded into the next, and Eldon pulled away to finish the dumplings. "Eldon, don't make them big like cartwheels," she said. "Yes, chef." She tasted the soup and nodded approvingly. "Okay, just need the dumplings to cook now." Eldon glanced at the bubbling pot. "Lovette, I'm going to the toilet," he muttered, making room for the soup. She rolled her eyes. "Go." He squeezed her hand once more, then headed upstairs 2 steps at a time. His phone stayed on the counter, playing Soul softly. Lovette wiped her hands on a towel and leaned against the counter, listening to the song. The kitchen felt warm, peaceful, the kind of quiet that makes you think life is finally stable. Then the phone buzzed. Once. She ignored it. Probably campaign stuff. It buzzed again. Longer. She glanced over casually. The screen lit up with a message preview. "My stomach hurts again. I'm scared about the baby. Please answer." Lovette blinked. "Baby?" Her brain stalled. Maybe wrong number. Maybe someone else. The phone buzzed again. "You promised you'd leave her." The air changed instantly, like someone opened a window in winter. Cold. Her hands felt suddenly numb. She told herself not to look. Trust means not looking. Trust means believing. But something inside her twisted. A quiet instinct. Slowly, she picked up the phone. YouTube still open. Music still playing. Messages stacked at the top. The name read, Lila. She didn't recognize it. Her thumb tapped the thread. The world narrowed. Text after text after text. Late nights. Secret plans. "I miss you. When can we see each other? I think I'm pregnant. How am I going to tell my grandparents? I'm scared." Photos loaded. Her breath caught. Eldon smiling beside a young girl. Too young, high school uniform, trusting eyes. Then a photo of a positive pregnancy test, his hand resting next to it. Proud. Lovette felt like the floor tilted. Footsteps creaked upstairs, then started coming back down. She closed WhatsApp quickly and placed the phone exactly where it had been, resuming the music. That same love song. Now it sounded wrong, mocking. Her heart pounded so hard it hurt. She wiped her eyes, even though she hadn't cried yet. Eldon walked back into the kitchen, smiling, rubbing his stomach. "Lovette, are you okay?" he asked. "You look like something's wrong." She stared at him. Same man, same voice, same smile. But suddenly, He felt unfamiliar, like a stranger wearing her husband's face. The sweet music still played softly between them, and somehow that made it worse. She swallowed. "Eldon, who is Lila?" she asked. His smile faded, just for a second. But that second told her everything. The kitchen seemed to close in around her, smaller, dangerous. Her voice barely held steady. "Is she pregnant with your child?" Silence filled the house. Please stay tuned for the next episode. Like, comment, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss an episode.